Hey foodies, welcome and welcome back to Cooking with Kiana. Today I have a quick and easy but delicious breakfast recipe for you guys. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this fully loaded country breakfast skillet. It's got bacon, it's got potatoes, smoked sausage, onions, peppers, cheese, and let's not forget that fried egg. This one skillet breakfast is sure to impress the whole family and it will take you less than 30 minutes to make. But enough talking, let's get right into it so I can show you guys how it's done. Let's begin. Alright guys, so here are all the ingredients that you're going to be needing for this recipe. I do recommend chopping up everything beforehand because once you start adding everything into the cast iron skillet, the process is going to go by really fast. So to start off, I'm going to be using some scallions, creole seasoning, complete seasoning, onion powder, black pepper, and paprika. 6 slices of bacon that you want to go ahead and chop up into 1-inch thick slices. 1 cup of diced bell pepper, 4 medium potatoes. You want to go ahead and remove the skin and chop them up into little cubes. A half a pound of smoked sausage and 4 eggs. Alright guys, so first we're going to start off by adding in our smoked sausage. You want to basically let them sear on each side until they are nice and golden brown. Once they are, you're going to go ahead and flip them over. If you notice, once those smoked sausages start to cook down, a lot of that fat is going to render out, which is perfect because we're going to be using this to cook our potatoes in. Now once your sausages are nice and brown, you're going to go ahead and set those to the side so we can go ahead and add in our bacon. So go ahead and add in all your bacon. Make sure you spread it apart. That way it can cook evenly. You're going to let that cook on one side for about 5 minutes or until it's nice and crispy. Then you're going to go ahead and flip it over. Now it's important not to overcook that bacon, okay? Because we are going to be cooking it up with the potatoes later. So if your bacon is a little bit chewy like you see here, but it's still crispy, this is perfect. So now that my bacon is all done, I'm going to go ahead and set that aside just like I did the sausages. And as you can see, we got a whole bunch of leftover bacon, fat, and grease. Make sure you get rid of some of that grease, okay? Not all, just some. You do not want this to be overly greasy. Okay, so now you're going to add in your onions and peppers. Give those a good stir until they'll start to soften up a bit and they get translucent. Then add in those potatoes. Now you're going to go ahead and season up those potatoes. I used 2 teaspoons of creole seasoning, 1 teaspoon of complete seasoning, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper, and a teaspoon of paprika. Okay, so now that I have all my seasonings on my potatoes, I'm going to go in with my spatula and just keep flipping it over. It's very important to make sure you do not stir it in together because that's when your potatoes are going to start to get soggy, all right? We want these potatoes to be nice and crispy, so just keep flipping them over. Now we're going to go ahead and incorporate the smoked sausage and the bacon right back into it. Go ahead and keep flipping that back and forth with the spatula. That way everything is all mixed in together. So in total, you're going to let this fry up on a medium to high heat for about 10 minutes. Now go ahead and cover this with a lid. Make sure your fire is no higher than a medium, and we're going to let that steam for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you're going to go ahead and test out your potatoes by either poking it with a fork or a toothpick. If it slides right in with ease, your potatoes are done. If they're not, you're going to continue to cook until they are nice and fork tender. Once your potatoes are done, go ahead and remove those from your skillet and set those aside so we can get started on frying up these eggs. Now, if you wanted to, you could eat this just like this and you'd have some delicious breakfast potatoes. But today, I'm going to show y'all how to jazz this up and turn this into a complete meal. So first, you're going to start off by cracking 4 eggs into your pan. And this is the part where you're going to make it your own because I know some people like their eggs over easy and some people like their sunny side up. Now, if you like your eggs over easy, you're going to go ahead and fry those on both sides like you normally would, and then you're going to add a little bit of salt and black pepper just to season that up. Me personally, I like my eggs sunny side up but just not too runny, so I'm gonna go ahead and season up my eggs and pop the lid on and let that cook for about maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Now go ahead and add the potatoes that you set aside back into your skillet. Make sure you add those around the egg. Next, go ahead and top it off with some shredded cheddar cheese. And for all my cheese lovers, at this point you can go crazy and add as much cheese if you want. And if you don't eat cheese like that, you don't have to add the cheese. It's still gonna be bussin' either way. Okay, so now you wanna go ahead and top it off with either some chives or some scallions, just to give it a pop of flavor and for some texture. Now you're gonna go ahead and cover this with a lid and let that simmer for about a minute or two until your cheese is all nice and melted. Once you're done, you'll have this delicious, fully loaded breakfast skillet that took you less than 30 minutes to make. And hey, most of these ingredients you could honestly already find in your refrigerator. So this is just something quick and easy that you could just throw together and it just come out tasting so good. I hope you guys all enjoyed this recipe. If you did, you can find the written recipe in the description box below with all of the ingredients and correct measurements in there so you guys can make this at home. Make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss weekly recipes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.